I greet each and every one of you, wherever you might be listening or that you are going to listen to this very program. I encourage you to share this very program and to invite other people. The title of this very message, The Ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, cannot be quenched by anybody. It cannot be quenched by anybody, any individual, or any government. I hope I'm coming out clear. By anybody? Okay, good. It cannot be quenched good by anybody, any individual. The title of this very message is The Ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Cannot be quenched by anybody, be it individual, group of people, or government. Because a lot of us are pregnant of the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And we have to understand, or those that wants to or try to quench this very ideology of the restoration of Biafra should understand that this very ideology was passed on to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu right from Chukwuemeka Odumegwu-Ojukwu. From Chukwuemeka Odumegwu-Ojukwu to Ralph Wazirike. Ralph Wazirike, now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And this is exactly what is driving me. And one of his logo is whiter than white and whiter than snow. One of the doctrine of the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is whiter than white and whiter than snow. Means that you have to stand on the truth at all time. At the same time, preaching the gospel. Today, the message today is to ask Nigerian government just a simple question, or maybe to remind them what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said on one of his broadcasts, which he said that when Biafra is being restored, that the oil in Biafra land will be distributed to all the African nations in Africa free of charge, including the Fulanis. But they should allow Biafra to go. So I couldn't see any reason why or what you are fighting for. You want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to abandon the Biafra movement. You want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to denounce this very movement. For what purpose? I ask. For what purpose? The thing that you are fighting for the oil in Biafra land. And that oil has been said by the man that you are holding that he is going to give you that very oil free of charge under the supervision of the United Nations. He is going to give you, the Biafrans are going to give you this very oil under the supervision of the United Nations, free of charge. Free of charge. What then is your problem? That is why this very program today, titled The ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be quenched by anybody. It cannot be quenched by any group of people. It cannot be quenched by any government. Because this very ideology is what is driving me personally. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This very ideology is driven by thousands, if not millions, of Biafrans, yet unknown. This same ideology. And like one pastor said, that you cannot kill an ideology with guns and bullets. Why? You want him to abandon the Afro movement. But the same thing that you are fighting for, he said that he's going to give it to you free of charge. Why then are you still holding him? Why don't you grant him the referendum that he is asking for? He said that he wants referendum. If you want him to abandon this very movement, grant him a referendum for people of Biafra to decide if they want to belong to Nigeria or if they want to go with Biafra. You are afraid that once we get our independence, you are going to lose the benefit that you are benefiting from Biafra through the oil. And he said that that oil that you have been taking from Biafra land for ages, the whole 19th state of northern Nigeria are taking oil from the Biafra land to develop their land. And the man, the general, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in one of his programs, he said that this oil, this very oil, that once Biafra is being restored, this oil is going to be given to you free of charge under the supervision of the United Nations. What then is your problem? Oil is not our problem. We are very much capable in order to develop our land with our mind and our brain. That is why this very program is titled that the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be killed or quenched by anybody or any group of people or any government. Because this very ideology has impregnated a lot of people. This is a fact. And each and every one of you knows this. It doesn't matter how many agents that you have in Biafra movement to try to stop this very ideology. It doesn't matter how many people that you pay or you are paying in order to stop this very ideology. The fact still remains that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu open the eyes of millions of people and the people living in Nigeria. And today, each and every one of them have understand that it is better for each and every one to go their separate way. Now, that same man whom is championing the disintegration of Nigeria through a due process, said, once Biafra is being restored, you have those videos, you have those clips. He said it. If you have not heard about this, go to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon that you heard what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, that you said that once Biafra is being restored, that those oil will be given to the Biafrans. I mean, to the African nations, including the Nigerian state under the control of Fulanis. This oil will be given to them free of charge. If you have not heard about this, because you know good things never excel so quickly, Probably this information, you are not aware of this very information. You also say now, pressing the button for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to sign an agreement to abandon, because this is the reason why that you did not release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You also say now, on the 15th, because he refused to sign that very document in order to forget about Biafra. You are fighting for your existence. You are fighting that since that you have been enjoying and milking the oil in Biafra land. And now Biafra has come to stay. This man Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have preaching this very gospel. It has gotten to many, many people. And many people have now believed in this very ideology and gospel of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How then do you think that you can be able to kill those ideology? It doesn't matter how many people you buy as your agent in Biafra movement in order to stop it. It is not possible. You also say now, if we are disorganized in this present time, what thing that you have to know is that that very ideology is still in us. And one way or the other, we are still going to come together. Because Biafra is going to be the last miracle on this planet of Earth. Last miracle. It's a last miracle. It doesn't matter how long it takes for the Biafra movement to be restored. It doesn't matter how long. I say it doesn't matter how long. If Biafra is going to come in our own generation, in my own generation, or maybe if Biafra is going to come in the generation of our children, because as we are agitating, we are also making sure that our children are being pregnated by this ideology. I want you people to understand that you cannot kill the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And this very ideology, he inherited. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is on the third generation. You also say now, he is on the third generation of this very ideology. The first generation is Emeka Odumogwu. The second generation is Ralph Uwazurike. The third generation is now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you cannot be able to kill the ideology of this very movement during the 1967-1970 Biafran War in the time of Ojukwu, with all the blackmail, forcing our brothers in the coastal region to abandon their inherited names that represent them or that make them to be an Igbo people or they are answering Igbo people. And yet, those of us or those of our fathers that have survived retain their heritage, retain their names. And now, we are now in the era of fighting for the freedom of our people, including those people that abandon their ancestral names. How then do you think that you can be able to kill this very ideology? It is not possible. It is not possible. It doesn't matter how many people you buy in order to do what? To destabilize, or how many people you kill, or whatever you do. It doesn't matter. What matter is, what did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in his era of this very movement, the third generation who is holding this very ideology, and one of these ideology or one of these doctrine is whiter than white and whiter than snow. What did he say? That once Biafra is being restored, the oil in Biafra land will be given to everybody free of charge under the supervision of the United Nations. Go and ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon. Is it true? We have not heard about this, and we are hearing it for the first time. Is it true that you say that this oil that we are fighting, because it is because of this very oil that makes us that makes us to force you to sign a document or to denounce Biafra, denounce Eastern Security Network? Now, we are now getting an information that you said that once Biafra is being restored, that oil will be given to not just African nations, but including the Fulanis. Is it true? This whole thing is just a simple mathematics. Because he said and he believed that Biafra is not going to come under gun and bullets. We are not going to fight war. You also say now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that we are not going to fight war in order to get this very movement. This is what he said. We are not going to fight war in order to get this very actualization of Biafra done. We are going to get it through dialogue. Now, I am now giving you the lines, or reminding you, or maybe pointing out to you what you don't know. That he said, the oil that you are fighting for, that made you to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said that this very oil will be given to Biafra, to the Western world, to the Africans, free of charge. So, what then is your problem? That is number one question. Because if Nigerian government stand in the international or before the International Court of Law as a Nigeria, and then versus Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB movement, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will present his case. You are going to present your case. And one of the reasons why is this, that you don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to destabilize the country, because the survival of the nation depends on the oil in Biafra land. And then, in the other side, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will say, unless if there is something else, which is land grabbing, and that we cannot accept. And this is the reason why Eastern Security Network was created. Unless if there is something else, which is land grabbing, which of course, that is exactly what you are. But let us now talk about it in a diplomatic way. You also say now, let us now talk about it in a diplomatic way. Because if we go to United Nations, or maybe in the International Court of Justice, and then you will say that everybody, according to the 1999 Constitution, this and that and that and this and that and that, it said that anybody can live wherever he chooses in Nigeria. Fine and good. This is according to the doctrine of your 1990 Constitution. So that means what we are saying, that you are bringing Fulani in our land, it is just something that we cannot prove. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying now. According to your 1999 Constitution, which also we have a debate on it, because creating the 1999 Constitution, there is nobody in Biafra land that put a signatory to that very 1999 Constitution. But let us now assume that this 1999 Constitution is what is guiding Nigeria. And then, according to the Constitution, anybody can live anywhere that he or she chooses, including the Fulanis. Fine and good. And the reason why you don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to destabilize this very country is because we all are living as one people, and because of the oil that is being used to develop the country. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will now present his case. The disintegrating of Nigeria means that we are also going to provide necessary help to other African nations. This is just logic of it. That Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to other Africans, this is part of the process. This is part of the process. That Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to other African countries, including Fulanese, because Fulanese are from Africa. I don't even know what I'm saying now. So, what will be your justification still holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? If you have not heard about this, go and ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself. He will confirm to you. Let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go. Grant us a referendum for people to decide if they want to be in Nigeria or people want to belong to Biafra. If that is the case, then take the document that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to sign, that once Biafra is being actualized, if the people decide to be in Nigeria, then we all are going to be in Nigeria. And then go for that second option, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. But if people decide to be in Biafra land or have their own separate state at Biafra, this is what Biafran people presented to the table, because he had said that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to the African. You know what I'm saying now? Using military to kill Biafran people in a logical manner. Let us take religion aside. Let us forget about Christian, Jews, or Muslim. We are all brothers. If you go to the United States of America or in Europe, there are many Fulanese, but you will not know them. Everybody do the same thing. Nobody is killing anybody. So in a logical fact of it, we all are brothers. You know what I'm saying now? But what we say that we are not going to accept is for you to force your religion on us. What we say that we are not going to accept is for you to come and take our land. This is the reason why Eastern Security Network was created. You know what I'm saying now? This is the reason why Eastern Security Network was created. For us to have our own security to protect our land. But if it is because of the riches, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope. If you want to get a clear details, stop forcing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to forget about Biafra or to denounce Biafra. Stop it. What you have to focus, can you explain to us what you mean that Biafra is going to, this is a simple mathematics. Can you explain to us what you mean that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to Africa? Because Fulanese are also in the Africa. You understand what I'm saying now? Fulanese are also in Africa. So what do you mean? What do you mean that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to other Africans? These are the kind of discussion that you need to engage with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not to try to use gun and bullet in order to kill the ideology. It is not possible. Our children are already pregnant. Our children are already pregnant. Our children are already, it doesn't matter how long that is going to take for Biafra to be restored. But Biafra is going to be restored, definitely, because he said that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to other Africans, and Biafra is going to be the last miracle. The last miracle. After the restoration of Biafra, that then you are going to see the kingdom that we are imagining to be, we are going to witness this on this planet of earth. So if you people understand the philosophy behind what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or if you don't understand, engage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on these aspects. Ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, believe you me, you are not going to regret it. Believe you me, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to give it to you detail by details. He is going to give you detail by details what he meant that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope. Biafra is not a threat. As of many of our brothers in this very movement think that Mazi Odinkeman Kandilem Wachineke is a threat to them. I only stand to represent that very whiter than white and whiter than snow, one of the doctrine of this very movement. I only stand to protect that very ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not the individuals, because many have come and gone. But the movement still remains. Since the indigenous people of Biafra, as an IPOB family organization under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was created or was registered to be known all over the world, many have come and gone, but the movement still remains. Do you understand now? So I am not interested on the individuals, but I'm interested the truth, the foundation of this very movement. The reason why I'm making this reference is because as you all as Nigeria are afraid of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, thinking that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu get his freedom, that this and this is going to happen, because you have not engaged in order for you to listen to his mind when he speaks to you one-on-one. Call him on a round table. Ask him questions. What do you mean that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to other Africans? Because this is the best opportunity that you have for you to know the thing that he has for Africans. Do you say now? Our people say now, onye obuna no debentiola na matanyola. Onye obuna no debentiola na matanyola mean that he who is close to somebody can be able to slap that very person. It's a proverb. Now is an opportunity. Go to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ask him, what do you mean that Biafra restoration is going to be a beacon of hope to other Africans? And is it true that you say that once Biafra is being restored, that oil will be given to every other African nation free of charge under the supervision of United Nations? This is a very simple thing, because if we don't begin to reason on how to make Africa great, the Westerners will keep on coming in order to exploit us. If we not start now to begin to think how to liberate ourselves from this very poverty, from this very mindset, fighting each other. I am making this program on a diplomatic manner. Then using this opportunity in order to point some things. If we don't begin to reason on these issues, on these ways, we are going backward. But this very movement of the Biafra restoration must, it is not that it is going to, or it is a must that is going to be restored. Is a must. It is a must that Biafra is going to be restored in truth and honesty. In truth and honesty, it doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter how many agents you have in Biafra movement to destabilize what we are doing. It doesn't matter how many group of people you pay in order to destabilize what we are doing. It doesn't matter how many innocent souls that you are killing or that you are going to kill, because they stand for Biafra. They stand for that very ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It doesn't matter. What matters is that Biafra is going to come, whether you like it or not. If your generation today did not negotiate with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Biafra did not come in our own time, our children is going to, your children is going to negotiate with our children in those terms that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has spoken. Do you understand what I'm saying now? If this generation did not negotiate with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if this generation did not try to find out what exactly did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mean by saying that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to Africa, it did not say that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to the West Africa or North Africa or East Africa. He said the whole Africa, that includes the Muslims, the Muslim countries. Does it cease, or can you now begin to imagine that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not tribalistic? I hope this message will get to these people. Unless if there is something else that they are looking for. Like I said, this very program is based on diplomatic. Unless if there is something that they are looking for in order to grab the land of the Afrans, which of course is what they are doing. But according to the 99th Constitution, we cannot prove it, but we have evidences. But in a diplomatic sense of what we are talking about, what are you looking for? The man says that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope, a beacon of hope to other Africans. That's including North Africans. Any country in Africa that is a Muslim country, Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to that very country. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not tribalistic. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not care if you're in a Christian country in Africa. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not care if you're a Muslim country in Africa. He does not care if you're a pagan. He does not care if you're a Jew. He does not care if you're a he does not care whatever you worship. He does not care whatever you worship. If you choose to worship a stick, if you choose to worship a stick, that is your own cup of tea. But Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to all Africa. He did not say a specific Africa. So what then is your problem? This is the question that you should ask yourself. If you say you want to protect the integrity of Nigeria, because the riches and everything that you use to develop northern Nigeria and the rest of them and the other part of the country is coming from Biafra land, those things will be given to you free of charge. So what then is your problem? What then is your problem? That is why this very program titled that the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be quenched by anybody. I want us to listen to this very message before the 15th. It is an interview. And in this very interview, it says that they want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to do what? To abandon this very movement. This is what they want. They want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to abandon this very movement. You know what I'm saying now? They want him to abandon the Biafra movement. They want him to abandon everything that had to do with the. That is why the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it cannot be quenched by anybody. It doesn't matter how many people you buy. It doesn't matter how many people that is working for you in Biafra movement. It doesn't matter how many they are. But they cannot quench this very movement. It is not possible. If you're fear or you're scared that you are going to lose this, now he said to you that this I will give to you free of charge. Pay attention to this. Prior to the 15th of December 2023, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu court case.
One peculiar thing about Christmas is sharing of love and gifts. In that spirit, the Apex Igbo social-cultural group, Ohaneze Ndigbo, has asked the federal government to release the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, as a Christmas gift for the Southeast region. The vice president of Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide, Damian Okeke Ogene, said anything short of Kanu's release meant the hope of the people of the Southeast has been dashed this Christmas. Jide, this is a big one.
Yes, but you know, someone like me, I've always demanded for a political solution to this matter. Kanu's matter will come up at the Supreme Court. Judgment will happen on the 15th of this month.
15th of December.
15th, yes, of this month.
So if this
You hear what he said? That they are demanding for political solution. Why are they demanding for political solution? Is it not because of the oil in Biafra land? It is because of the oil in Biafra land that they are demanding for political solution. Let us continue. I want you to pay attention. It is coming where they want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to abandon this very. I said it some time ago that the Nigerian government want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to abandon this very movement recently, and he demanded for referendum. I said it. Pay attention.
Supreme Court let him off the hook.
If the Supreme Court gives him, releases him, we expect that. I mean, if he wins the case, because the federal government appealed, he won at the level of the appeal court. You know, now if he wins again, that means he will.
Are you sure there are no other cases that they can latch on to say it's still being held after the Supreme Court judgment? You know the way these things are.
It's possible. It's possible. They do that.
There's still one case pending.
They do that a lot. They can even arrest him immediately after his release. They do that a lot. But I've always demanded for political solution because I believe that is the best. Kanu has to give up his armed struggle.
That's a condition.
That's a condition. Kanu has to renounce his Biafranship.
Did you listen to that? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have to renounce the Biafra movement. He need to denounce this very movement. This is what they said. This is what they said.
Condition, Kanu has to renounce his Biafranship. If he agrees, I'm sure that the government would be ready to play ball. Let's face it.
Did you see that? If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu agreed in order to forget about Biafra movement, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu agreed to forget about the Biafra movement, that the federal government of Nigeria is going to do what? Is going to release him. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu agrees, but now, what are they afraid of? Is it not oil? The oil pipeline from Biafra land to Kano State supply all the 44 local governments in Kano State, including all the 18 states northern Nigeria. This very oil is being supplied to them, and they want to hold on to this very oil. And then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that once the Biafra is being restored through referendum, that this very oil is going to be supplied to other African nations. Because we have there are a lot of oil in Biafra land that have not been discovered. We want to make use of our brain. So this is the discussions. This is discussions that these people need to engage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You also say now, for them to understand that what we are talking about, or what our stand is Biafra restoration. Because we are already in the moving train. If during the time of Ojukwu, you could not be able to stop the restoration of Biafra. I mean, during the time of Ojukwu, you could not be able to stop the restoration of Biafra. He passed it down to Ralph Wazurike. That same ideology of Biafra. Ralph Wazurike pushed it to a particular level. Then, as the second generation, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now picked it up as the third generation to fight for this very movement. And you think that we are not going to pass it to our next generation. So, is either you dialogue with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, asking for the terms and conditions, what he meant by saying that this very movement of the Afro restoration is going to become a beacon of hope to other Africa. You have to ask him, what did he mean by that? Have a detailed discussions. Come down from your high heels. Understand that the African that he's talking about, the Muslim countries in Africa, is not excluded. It means that everybody in Africa will be living in peace and harmony. Nobody will kill anybody. Nobody will fight anybody. Because Biafra is going to provide every assistance that is being needed for us to live in peace and harmony. But we need our separate nation in order to do that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he needs the Biafra movement to be actualized. He needs us to have our own separate state, have our own independence, in order for us to be able to achieve that. We cannot be in Nigeria, then become a hope to other Africans. It is not possible. We need to have our own state. We need to have our own state. We need to have our own independence so that we can be able to strategize, plan things for the betterment of all Africans. Engage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu one-on-one on this very discussion. Believe you me, if you engage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on these very discussions to get to this very point, and for him to explain to you in details, believe you me, by this time next week, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released and follow with a referendum. By this time next week, which is 30th 30th of this very year, 2023, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released unconditionally, followed by the referendum under the supervision of the United Nations. Because you have already engaged with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I wish that this very message, or one of your agents is going to send this very message. But I know one of your agents or a group of your agents who are working against this very movement, they cannot send this very message. Rather, they will be reporting it. Rather, they will be reporting it because they wouldn't. This is my first time to advise Nigerian government. This is my first time to advise Nigerian government. Do you say now? This is my first time to advise Nigerian government. Because all the advices that you have been taking, just like somebody said, dialogue with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. You cannot kill the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with guns and bullets. You brought in political solution. And you think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want a Nigerian president? If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want Nigerian president, you have to ask yourself, why then did he not collect the money that you brought to him in 2017 before you tried to kill him? I wish this message will get to you people. I wish that this very message will get to you. Have to ask yourself, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to collect money, because I don't know the reason why you are afraid of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same way that you are afraid of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this is the same way that my fellow comrades in this very Biafra movement, they are afraid of Mazi Nnamdi. Because each and every one of them cannot be able to provide a single thing that Mazi Nnamdi have done. But I will be counting many that they have done, including the the anniversary of the Eastern Security Network on the 15th, which were supposed to be on the 12th. Every 12th December is the anniversary celebrating for Eastern Security Network. I checked my calendar. 12th of December 2023 was on Tuesday. It was not on Monday. To say that it was because of sit at home that they could not be able to celebrate Eastern Security on the 12th. I want you people to understand that the ideology cannot be killed. It doesn't matter how many people you buy. I checked my calendar. 12 December 2023 fall on the 20th. On Tuesday. So what is the justification to celebrate the anniversary of ESN on the 15th, if not to sabotage the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And this is the reason why I say that none of them will take this very message to give to you, because they are afraid. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu might come out to say that everybody in this very movement that have done evil, after revision, to use it to teach other people, everybody will be forgiven. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can come out to say it. Because he is the general. He is like a god. I am telling you what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he will say that, maybe he will say, I am not saying that he will say or that he will do. Maybe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu might say, it is because of this thing that had happened that made this to happen and that to happen, and then for Nigerian government to be able to reason on the direction of what he has been preaching that nobody have brought to their attention. But on the 23rd of December 2023, Mazi Nnamdi made a program to tell them that this is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said in one of his programs. Or you will be given to every Africans. Or maybe to remind them that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to other Africans. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not exclude Muslim countries. Shows that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a tribalistic man. So these things might trigger Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to say that everybody is forgiven because his word is amen and amen, whether you believe it or not. Nobody can kill his ideology. That is why I am defending his ideology. I am not defending the members of the DOS, but I am defending that very structure of the DOS, which was built on truth, whiter than white and whiter than snow. Do you understand what I'm saying now? I am not defending the members that he's representing, because like one of my brokers that I said, that the members of the DOS, current members of the DOS, that include China Sonwura and Chike Dozem, they are not different from Omiomio. They are not different from what are their names? George Onyibe. They are not different from each and every past members of DOS that have left the struggle, but the structures here remain. So I am not speaking on behalf of the individuals who are representing the ideology, but not in truth and honesty. But I am representing the ideology. This is the reason why I said that this very ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be killed by anybody. But you need to engage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with wisdom. This is what that very reverend father or pastor said. You cannot kill ideology with guns and bullets. Rather, engage it with wisdom. Because a lot of people are now pregnant of that very ideology. And those that are pregnant of this very ideology, they have now given this very ideology to their next generation. So is either you dialogue with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the generation that is going to bring change to Africa. I am telling you that this is my first time to advise Nigerian government. If this message will get to them and they listen to it, take this message, sit with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know how long this very message is going to take, because I'm expecting somebody who said that he want to have a debate with me. I've already sent him a link. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know how long it's going to take. But if this message we get to the appropriate authorities, to the Fulanis, and then what this very message with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, listen to what he said, and then confirm if what Mazi Nnamdi is saying, if it's true. Then explain to us what you meant. Believe you me, by this time next week, I mean, the next 7 days, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released. Today is 23rd of December 2023. In the next 7 days, which is 30th, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released, followed by the announcement. It is going to be a lot of jubilation. Because he is fighting for the betterment of every Africans. You understand what I'm saying now? He is fighting for everybody. So you need to begin to engage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nzaku samu wanga message nnu. Nzaku samu wanga message nnu. Kunnan dan Allah dan Annabi. Ka sarare wa ngam maganan nan. Doke wangan video nan. Nka doke wangan video nan. Ka kai shi gurin Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ka tambaye shi mun ji cewa ka ce wai in Biafra ya zo petron da yake a Biafra land za ka ba ma kowaye a cikin Africa kyauta under the supervision of United Nations. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will say to you, kwarai da gaskiya. Kuma mun je cewa ka ce wai Biafra in ya zo, Biafra nan ya zo zai zama beacon of hope gare other African nations. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu zai ce maka cewa kwarai da gaskiya. Ni ne na faɗa shi. Sai muka tambaye shi cewa ka faɗa mana abin da kake nuhi cewa Biafra zai zoma. It is like as in the Bible, as they said. Was it the three wise men, or I don't know how the story went, that they went to Jesus Christ and they were seeking for wisdom. As the story was told, they went to Jesus Christ to seek for wisdom, and he have to give it to them free of charge. So go and seek for wisdom from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for you to understand that what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for is for the betterment of everybody, including the Fulanis. Only what he wants is that Biafra is going to be free, for us to be able to have that very independent, then to do things that we can do. So you don't need to be afraid of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So also I'm telling my comrades in this very movement, you don't need to be afraid of Mazi Nnamdi. You don't need to be afraid of Mazi Nnamdi. That you have nothing against Mazi Nnamdi, and you are afraid of Mazi Nnamdi. He is calling for atonement in Biafra land, for spiritual cleansing, for the spirit of Biafra to guide and lead us. It's just a prayer according to the ancestors. This is all Mazi Nnamdi is calling for. He's not calling you to come and join ESN. Mazi Nnamdi is not calling you to come and join ESN. He is calling you for us to come and pray. That's all. It's like calling for a crusade. If you want to change it, that Mazi Nnamdi is organizing a crusade. You can put it that way. That Mazi Nnamdi is organizing a crusade for us to worship and pray for Chukwu Kabiama for protection and the land of Biafra. You don't need to be afraid of Mazi Nnamdi, because you have not, you can't provide anything. Mazi Nnamdi have not committed anything against this very struggle. Mazi Nnamdi, his record is very clean. As one of the agitators who believe in truth and honesty, equity and fairness and justice, and believe that Biafra is going to be restored under whiter and white and whiter than snow. He believed that a non-repentant person cannot get us Biafra. He believed that a saboteur cannot get us Biafra. He believed to move mountains, to put his head together, bring positive things that is going to help the movement. Then because of envy and jealous, evil mindset or few of our brothers, they decide to sabotage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are sabotaging yourself because I'm still here. That is the reason why he believed that if you have an evil heart, if you are working for Fulanis behind the back door to sabotage this very movement, while in the front preaching Biafra, you are deceiving yourself. Because if this message gets to the Fulanis, they will not mind what you are doing. Matter of fact, a time will come that they will be sending me something to expose you. Do you also say now? Time will come, they will be sending things for me to expose you because you want to sabotage them. The man in question that you want them to kill, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said that Biafra is going to be a beacon of hope to other Africans, including Muslim countries in Africa. It proves to them that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a tribalistic or religious man. He's not religious. But he wants the betterment of every African race or so-called black race. You also say now. And you are working so hard, you not sabotage it, sabotage the movement. That is why this very movement is being titled that the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which he holds as the third generation from Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu down to Ralph Uwazurike and now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom have not committed anything against this very movement. He said that any day that he denounced this very movement, that the person close to him should take gun and shoot him. So what you are forcing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to sign to abandon this very movement, he had already prophesied that immediately he is signing that very document, the next person in that very DSS dungeon will take a pistol and shoot and kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So you are wasting your time trying to sabotage the ideology. It is not possible. People know the truth. It doesn't matter how you are trying to sabotage this very atonement that I'm working so hard for our people to come together, for us to raise the spirit of our ancestors. For those of you who are carrying rumors, I think Gemma is asking people to donate money. I said, bring your brother or your sister. These are the people, your own brother or your own sisters. What I want is for the job to get done. At least it's not, it doesn't move me. If we go, or not a moving chacha. So if you are working for the Fulanis in a negative way, we are now, or I am now advising the Fulanis to think on the other way around in order to negotiate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In order to negotiate with him, to reason with him heart to heart, for him to explain to them or to confirm what he said. And if this message will get to them, believe you me, 7 days from now, or less than 7 days from now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released, followed by referendum. Because Biafra is bigger than everybody as an individual. You also say now, for those who are in this very movement in order to find their own pocket, doing kidnapping our brother, just like as one of our brother was kidnapped in Oba, the CEO of Pocha Hotel. Months back, the one that is called Akwa Okuko was kidnapped by the same people, but by the same person. All of these things is from for Joaba. You can't stop the Afro movement. It is not possible. You're using Biafra to make business. Why your own brothers and sister business in Lagos State are being destroyed? Their houses are being destroyed by the Lagos government. And then you are in the social media telling the Afran to come back home. Why you are sending your boys to go and kidnap people? How then do you want, what then do you want them to do? What then do you want them to do? Our people businesses, Ndebani, non Lagos State, their businesses have been destroyed. You are on your social media asking them to come back. Let them come back and invest in Biafra land. Whereas you are sending your boys to go and kidnap those already that have invested in Biafra land. Akwokoko was kidnapped. Do you know how many people that Akwokoko is feeding? Mamado no nye Akwokoko. It is because your way is not clear. Because if your way is clear, the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are going to hold it. You hold it dear. Each day, now, for you to keep up to what you are doing, thinking that it's going to last, what you do is to go and kidnap our people. What you do is go and kidnap our people. It is for the benefit of this very program that I don't want to make names. It's a general to these our brothers and sisters. The importance of this very movement, on this very program, I don't want to make names. Our people should come back home. Those that their business are being destroyed in Lagos State, and yet you are kidnapping our people, those that are already basing in Biafra land. Who does that? Where do you want them to come back? Where do you want them to come back? Ndị nọ la ka ị na-atụkọsị ịtụrụ ya inyefe ego igbuo ndị mmadụ. Those people ahụ a na-egbusisi, those people bụ engineers, directors, science, a lot of talent is being wasted. We are not talking about the ones that are being wasted by the Nigerian government, but also our brothers killing their own brother. Then who are going to be the leaders of Africa? Who is sabotaging the effort of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Who is killing his people? It is you. The people that are being killed are those people that are going to participate in order to uplift other African nations. The businesses of those that you are destroying are those ones that are already established their business in Biafra land. And then you are calling other ones in other states to come back. Where do you want them to come back? You see, this is the reason why I said that Biafra is going to come in truth and honest. It doesn't matter. If you are truth and honest, and our people sees that you are true and honest, they are going to follow you. Once you divert, they are going to leave you. Now, when they leave you, you begin to do one or two things. Then we are going to come out in order to tell you face to face. That is why I don't have to. That's why I say I don't worship anybody. When I made a statement or a comment to say that I don't worship anybody. I don't worship anybody. I only worship truth and honest. And that is why I stand on that very doctrine of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in this very movement, whiter than white and whiter than snow, that no man or woman can be able to come out to say that Mazi Odinkemma Nkendele Nwachineke have committed anything against this very movement. If you have it, present it. Let us have that very debate to provide what Mazi Odinkemma. Set up a panel of conflict resolution committee that where judges are going to be present, Biafrans, when I say judges, Biafrans are going to be present, then provide. See, that's why I don't worship anybody. I serve the truth. And as long as I'm concerned, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have not diverted, because he sworn that any day that he divert, this person should take a gun and kill him. And then you are also pressing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in order to through what? To sign an agreement for the Nigerian government. It's not possible. It is not possible. It is not possible. Listen to this.
That very ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bụ ife nga na-eso. Etelogba etelogiri. That very ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bụ ife nga na-eso. And the right thing must be done. And that whiter than white and whiter than snow, bebe nkwuni ya kwụsie ike. Ndị niile ịkpọrọ afa, ebe ka fa nọ taata.
Eso m Nnamdi Kanu since 2013. Anọ m die uche mefu, anọ m die uche mefu, pụọ anọ m die omiomi, anọ m die fancha niile, ema mmezufa, fancha ndị nwa ụmụ ndị ka dị ndụ, anọ m fa pụọ, and aka m na-anọgide until Nnamdi Kanu Biafra dị restored.
Ndị niile ịkpọrọ afa were they not once a member of the DOS? When some of you begin to talk about DOS, it makes the difference between the structure, just like IPOB and the IPOB family member. These are two different things altogether. DOS members and the DOS as a structure is a two different things altogether. So when I'm talking about protecting the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or following the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is that very name, that honor of that DOS, not the members. Because the members are not different from Omiomio, George Onyibeva, and the whole lot of them. The members, they are not different. And the people in Ogola Faketa Anua, today, where are they? DOS still remain. I'm under the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Nondo. Who may betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. From A to Z, punde, ana atụkwasala anya. Una chọrọ ka Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ka ọ pụta. I'm under the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. His message has been preached. How many of you follow the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Or follow the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu right from the time we'll be doing this very preaching. Or to Nimonu are not going at this very movement before some of us are there. Or follow the ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am on this place and on the under the ideology and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the person not under him. His ideology, his message, be even driven. Oh, young be even making young be even The ideology of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is different from the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the general. His message, his ideology, everything lies on his preaching. You know, even now.
That's right. Everything lie on the preaching of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's no longer with us, but the ideology still remain. The ideology still remain. And on this note, I bring the program to the end. And like I said, if this message will get to the Nigerian government, ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for him to give you detail by detail on these things. Then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released very, very soon, follow with the referendum. My name is still Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Shalom.